The Jacksonville Jaguars, a very much underrated city, or overrated city, if you think about it. The Jacksonville Jaguars came into existence in 1995 when they were announced alongside Carolina as winners of the expansion team thing. They were going to move from 28 to 30 teams. Or was it 20? Sorry. Yeah. Up to 28, moving it up to 30 teams. So Jacksonville was actually rumored to have a few teams ready to walk over there, but they've. So anyway, a lot of the expansion team cities to fight for expansion team actually got their franchises. St. Louis ended up getting the Rams from Los Angeles, and Memphis managed to get the Titans from Houston. So anyway, by acclamation, that put the Jaguars at the top of getting an expansion team, trying to get a third Florida city to like football. That's kind of strange, but whatever works. The Jaguars weren't that bad out of the gate. They actually were pretty decent and missed out by a game to make the AFC playoffs. But in their second year, they managed to get into the tournament with a 9-7 mark in 96, 97, National 97. And thanks to a Morgan Anderson missed field goal, the Jaguars actually got in on points differential. I don't know what their tiebreaker was, but the Jaguars went into Buffalo to take on the Bills with Jim Kelly in his last game as Bills quarterback and beat the Bills in Buffalo by 3 points. Strange thing is, the next week they went into Denver to face the number one Broncos, and everyone thought the Broncos were going to get back to the Super Bowl. Wrongo. A 30-27 win, combined with Mark Brunell's fantastic running and passing, and also the Denver newspapers calling the Jaguars the Jagwads. That's how the Jaguars won. Unfortunately for them, they would fall the next week to New England with Drew Bledsoe. Those Patriots went on to lose the Super Bowl to the Green Bay Packers, who ironically beat the expansion mate, Jacksonville's expansion mates, the Carolina Panthers, in the NFC title game. So anyway, the Jaguars had some off and on years. Mark Brunell was basically their first superstar. Jimmy Smith helping too. And all of a sudden, things started to click in 1999. We'll get to that later. But anyway, in the 2000s, 2010s, they've been known as being laughing stocks, if you will. They've had good quarterbacks, David Garrard and Brian Leftwich. But in the end, they couldn't get much playoff experience. Their best playoff experience was in 2018, just a few years ago, when they shocked everyone by beating Pittsburgh with a trip to the AFC title game and the Patriots on the line. Jaguars actually had a fourth quarter lead on the Patriots, but they fell flat. It's that Patriots mystique. So the Patriots won that game, but not the Super Bowl. The Eagles won it. So anyway, the Jaguars have not been notoriously known for being good teams, especially after that great campaign to get to the Super Bowl. I mean, semifinals. All of a sudden, they fucked it all up the next year, and Nick Foles is hurt. Anyway, so the Jaguars of 1999 shocked everyone. They were 14-2. They had a very good offense. The offense included such stalwarts as Mark Brunell, as I said, Fred Taylor, James Stewart, Jimmy Smith, Keenan McCardle, and Kyle Brady. Not to mention a few good defensive players, too, like John Henderson. Unfortunately for the Jacksonville Jaguars, there was one tiny little problem with that 14-2. The 2 was actually forced by one team, that team being the Tennessee Titans. Jacksonville did win the AFC Central, and it was weird seeing a 13-3 team like the Tennessee Titans in a wild card game, and it almost blew up in their face. Buffalo was so close to winning, but that home run throwback move that the Titans pulled off was just pure bullshit. And it jinxed the Bills because the Bills didn't get to the playoffs till 2017-18. And that's the team that Jacksonville beat in the wildcard round. Defense wins all. So anyway, the Jacksonville Jaguars of 99 actually went to the division round against the Miami Dolphins with Dan Marino and Jimmy Johnson almost ready to quit. And what happened? Oh, nothing. Just a 62-7 thumping at home. One of the biggest playoff wins in modern history. And Dan Marino was basically shelved for Jay Fiedler. Not Jay Fiedler, sorry. Someone else. I think it wasn't Fiedler. Fiedler actually was the backup to Mark Brunell for Jacksonville. And then Fiedler went on to Miami, which is like a sin, if you will, if you're a Florida football fan. I would say Brock Hurd, but anyway. So anyway, the Jacksonville Jaguars went to Tennessee, stayed home against the Titans. All they had to do was beat the Titans, and they would have been going to the Super Bowl. What happened? They lost again. It's amazing that a team that goes a combined 15-3, of course, playoffs too, lose 3 times to the same opponent. That's a rarity, and to no one else. Jacksonville was perfect against everybody minus the Titans when they were 0-3. Titans went on to lose the Super Bowl to the Rams. So anyway, in this what if, we basically posed the right question. What if those pesky Jaguars did go to the Super Bowl to take on the St. Louis Rams, the greatest show on turf? Would Jacksonville's defense help out, or will the greatest show on turf actually win a thing? So, here we go. Just going to do a few things here. Where's the thing? Sorry, I always make a mistake. Here we go. All right. So as you can see, it is at the Georgia Dome. That's where Super Bowl 2000 was held. Some great offenses by both sides. Brunell, Stewart, Taylor, Smith, Ricardo, Brady, the Rams, Warner, Falk, Holcomb, Bruce, Holt, Chad Lewis. So the Super Bowl happens. Just going to cut down the thingy here. Sorry, it's just for something else. Okay, there we go. So anyway, we started at the Georgia Dome. Of course, it's no wind because obviously we're in a dome. Nobody scores points here. Practically, it's just a showdown until the Rams, on their own 39, Kurt Warner hits Isaac Bruce, who goes downfield for 47 yards, and then they give the ball to Watson, their running back. Kenny Watson, I think that's his name. No, Justin Watson, sorry. He scores a touchdown. The Rams are up 7-zip. Nicely done. Sorry. Yeah, so next becomes the Rams get another touchdown. Warner gives Torrey Holt a touchdown pass to make it 14-0. Jacksonville comes back with a running touchdown by Fred Taylor, 51 yards. 14-7. And then Marshall Falk. It's strange how Warner decides to pass it to Falk in the end zone. He could have given Falk the ball for the touchdown, but the Rams are now up 21-7. Nothing much has happened. Nothing much happened. Third quarter meant nothing. Fourth quarter, Jacksonville made it interesting. Brunell gave it to Jimmy Smith for a touchdown to make it 21-14. Jacksonville had a chance, but Stewart fumbles the ball at his own 37. The Rams take advantage of it. Kurt Warner dives a Bruce touchdown, 14 yards. Makes it 28-14. Jacksonville gets to the 17-yard line, but unfortunately, Brunell gets picked by Todd Light, and that was pretty much the game there. Yeah, final score is 28-14 for the Rams. So yeah, the Jaguars don't win the Super Bowl. So anyway, you see the plays right here. James Stewart and Fred Taylor, 143 and 119 yards. They combined for 262 running yards, and yet they can't win the game. Brunell, 18 for 31, 187, picked off 3 times with 1 touchdown. Warner, 12 for 18, 216, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Marshall Falk did get 100 yards himself. The 3 interceptions were by Dre Bly, Todd Light, and Billy Jenkins. Jeff Wilkins was the only kicker to go for a field goal. Jacksonville didn't have a chance on a field goal. Wilkins missed a 42-yarder. But that's not going to be a rainy day parade. It's just simple. The Jaguars just couldn't do it. Jagwads, Indy.